Hare Krishna. Welcome all to Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today we will try and discuss uh, 37th verse from first canto, chapter 11. I will share the screen. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 11, verse number 37. Tam 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 yam manyate loko e asangam apisanginam atma upam manye manujanam vyaparvanam yato abuddhaha. Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Tam, unto Lord Krishna, avyam, all these common men, manyate, do speculate within the mind, lokaham, the conditioned souls, he, certainly, asangam, unattached, api, in spite of sanginam, affected, atma, self, aupenam, by comparison with the self, manujanam, ordinary man, yapravanyam, being engaged in yataha, because abuddha, foolish because of ignorance. Translation: the common materialistic conditioned souls speculate that Lord is one of them. Out of their ignorance, they think that the Lord is affected by matter, although he is unattached. Purport: the word abuddha is significant here. Due to ignorance, only the foolish mundane wanglers misunderstand the Supreme Lord and spread their foolish imagination amongst innocent persons by propaganda. The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the original primeval personality of Godhead, and when he was personally present before the eyes of everyone, he displayed full-fledged divine potency in every field of activities. As we have already explained in the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, he is completely independent to act however he likes, but all of his actions are full of bliss, knowledge, and eternity. Only the foolish mundaners misunderstand him, unaware of its external form of knowledge and bliss, which is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads. His different potencies work in a perfect plan of natural sequence, and doing everything by the agency of his different potency, he remains eternally the supreme independent. When he descends to the material world, by his causeless mercy to different living beings, he does so by his own potency. He is not subject to any condition of material modes of nature, and he descends and as he is originally. The mental speculators understand him as the supreme person, and they consider his impersonal features as inexplainable Brahman to be all. Such a conception is always the product of conditioned life because they cannot go beyond their own personal capacity. Therefore, one who considers the Lord on the level of one's limited potency is only a common man. Such a man uh, cannot be convinced that the personality of Godhead is always unaffected by the modes of material nature. He cannot understand that the sun is always unaffected by infectious matter. The mental speculators compare everything from the standpoint of experimental knowledge of their own selves. Thus, when the Lord is found to act like an ordinary person in matrimonial bondage, they consider him to be like one of them, without considering the Lord. That Lord can at once marry 16,000 wives or more. Due to poor fund of knowledge, they accept one side of the picture while disbelieving the other. This means that due to ignorance only, they always think of Lord Krishna as like themselves and make their own conclusions, they which are absurd and unauthentic from the version of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So before I begin, I would like to offer my prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशिलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथामह्यं ददान्ति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं चाग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, in today's words, I'll just read out the translation again. In the 37th verse, Srila Prabhupada has written, the common materialistic conditioned souls speculate that Lord is one of them. Out of their ignorance, they think that the Lord is affected by matter, although he is unattached. So, when we go through the purport, one of the in the beginning, in the initial lines, Srila Prabhupada has written the word Abuddha is significant here. So if we go back to the synonyms, that is the word-to-one meaning which Srila Prabhupada has given, Abuddha means foolish because of ignorance. So we all know as to how we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So that means if Lord is Satchitananda, that means even we are Satchitananda because we are part and parcel of the Lord. The Lord tells that Mamaivamsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So since we are the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, we are also Satchit Ananda, full of bliss, eternity, and knowledge. Then why is Srila Prabhupada mentioning that people are foolish out of ignorance? So if we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, how can we be foolish if the Lord is full of knowledge? So that is because when we come into this material world, when we come into contact with this material world, because of the three modes of material nature, we become foolish. We cannot perceive our knowledge, and we act as fools. We become foolish out of ignorance because we come in contact with this material world. So Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that because of this foolishness and because of the coverings of three modes of material nature, we, his conditioned souls, think that when Lord descends onto this material world, just like when we come down from spiritual world to material world, we get affected by three modes of material nature. Similarly, we think that when the Lord descends from the spiritual world, we think that he is also one among us, and we think that he is also an ordinary person. But Srila Prabhupada is telling that it is only because of our ignorance we are thinking that. But the actual reality is that the Lord is complete in himself, and the Lord and this three modes of material nature doesn't affect him even when he comes down. So the Prabhupada calls them that people who speculate like this, that Lord is also one among us, he's also an ordinary human like us. Prabhupada tells that they are nothing but a fool. So, if we go back to Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse which is being mentioned. I'll just read out the verse. It is from Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 11th verse. Avajananti muda manushyam tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mam bhuta maheshwara. So the translation is, fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme Lord of all that be. So here, the words manusham tanu mashritam. That means only fools think that I am a normal. That is what the Lord is telling. The only fools derive me as an ordinary person. But the fact is that when the Supreme Lord descends onto this material world, he is complete in himself, and he is not an ordinary person. Even if he is coming down to the material world, he still remains the supreme personality of God as Sri Krishna. So with regard to this, I was hearing to a lecture, and in that, from one of the Maharaj, and Maharaj was mentioning with relating to this, Srila Sanatana Goswami, he used to mention that when because we are conditioned and because we are in ignorance, when the Lord descends, we are unable to understand. And for this, Sanatana Goswami mentions an instance as to when the Supreme Lord spoke Srimad Bhagavad Gita to his dear devotee Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. We all know how he showed the Virat Rupa, the universal form, to Arjuna. And we also know that it was the Supreme Lord had it was not a secret that he displayed it. The Supreme Lord took Arjuna to a separate place, and he showed his universal form. No, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, in front of everybody, in front of thousands of people, the Supreme Lord showed his universal form. But when Duryodhana came to know that, when he heard that actually, Arjuna saw the universal form of the Supreme Lord, Duryodhana actually told that. How can somebody, have, because we can see in the picture that Lord has so many hands and so many heads and everything. So when Duryodhana hears this, he tells that how can somebody, do such things? It should be some magic or some mystic power that he's just displaying. Krishna is also an ordinary human like us. So that is what Duryodhana tells. He tells that how can he do that? He just possesses some mystic power. That is what Duryodhana tells. But on the other hand, Arjuna understood that, oh yeah, this is none other than Krishna. I mean, this is non different from Krishna. So Sanatana Goswami mentions that even though the Supreme Lord incarnates and he comes down, even though he comes down in order and he shows his transcendental qualities, But because people like Duryodhana, since they are moodas, they are foolish and they're covered by ignorance and affected by three modes of material nature, they are unable to understand, oh yeah, this person present in front of me is none other than the Supreme Lord. And on the other hand, Sanatana Goswami tells that, but devotees who are filled with bhakti for the Supreme Lord, even though the Lord tries to disguise himself as a different person and he comes down, but the devotees know that they are so attached to the Supreme Lord that devotees can tell, even though the Lord is disguising himself and coming down, the devotees can, perceive that yes, this is the Supreme Lord. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead who has come down to deliver the conditioned souls. And for that, in the age of Kali, we know it is none other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is non-different from Sri Krishna, when he comes down to this Kali Yuga in the mode of Srimati Radharani, we know that there are several instances where we have heard from senior Vaishnavas, from our Guru Maharaj, that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was said that when devotees would tell that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you are not different from Krishna, you are Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to, close his ears and tell Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. But the devote, even though to the other people, it was seeming that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a normal person, but the devotees knew, even though he was in Guya avatar, the devotees could understand that this incarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna. So why does this happen? Because this devotees transcend the three modes of material nature, and then when they transcend the three modes of material nature, they come on to the platform of Shuddha Sattva, and they are no more in ignorance. So this is one of the points that Srila Prabhupada has emphasized, that only fools derive him as common man, but devotees are over and above that. So, and next, Srila Prabhupada has has given one of the lines in the purport that these foolish imaginations among innocent persons by propaganda. They spread their foolish imagination among innocent persons by propaganda. So we have all discussed it so many times that if the birds of same the birds of same feather flock together. So these foolish people, they have their own speculations, they have their own imaginations, and they try to preach the same thing, they try to tell the same thing, and try to give the same knowledge, the half knowledge that they have, to the others. So because since we are hearing from an unauthorized source, the information itself is unauthorized. So when it comes down to another person, again the same unauthorized information is being passed on from one person to another person. These foolish people, in order to fulfill their propaganda, they come up with different things. So we have all seen how they teach Srimad Bhagavatam in 7 days. So all that is really a foolish thing to do. Srimad Bhagavatam, we are not Parikshit Maharaj, and we are not on that platform wherein Srimad Bhagavatam can be taught in 7 days. That cannot happen. How did Parikshit Maharaj understand Srimad Bhagavatam in 7 days? Is because he was on that platform, he was on Shuddha Sattva, he could understand it. But in this Kali Yuga, we are all of us are already fallen, and how can we understand Srimad Bhagavatam in 7 days? All this is like a marketing gimmick for the people, and because we are all foolish, we are unable to understand that. So and because they're trying to come in with their own propaganda, the message is already diluted, because we can see there are so many versions of Srimad Bhagavatam, there are so many versions of Bhagavad Gita, there are different translations, and so many people have come across the various versions of Bhagavad Gita, but how many of them have read Bhagavad Gita and become devotees? hardly few of them. But when they read the books of Srila Prabhupada, we have seen amongst our own devotee circle that there are various people who have just come in contact with Srila Prabhupada's books. They've just read the Bhagavad Gita and they've become devotees. Why is it? Because Srila Prabhupada has he is listening from an authorized source, and most importantly, it is not speculating. Srila Prabhupada is never in his purport written, oh, maybe Krishna has said this. There is never a word that he has used in his purports that maybe Krishna could have done this. No, they're all authenticated. In fact, we can see that in Srila Prabhupada's purports that he gives reference from various Upanishads. So how is that possible? It's such an authentic knowledge. The entire parampara, the Brahma Madhya Gauda Sampradaya, starting from our Shad Goswamis down to Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj, all of when they preach, how is that? We are becoming devotees. We are not all normal people. We are also in the same material world. But how is that when they preach that we become devotees? How is that when we read Srila Prabhupada's books, we become devotees? It is because one of the things is it is from an authenticated source. And Srila Prabhupada is not speculating. And one of the most important thing I heard is that because Srila Prabhupada has seen Krishna, he has understood Krishna, and because he has seen and understood Krishna, he is able to give the actual knowledge. So, for an example, we can think that the person, suppose a person is speaking about the United States of America, and when this person was explaining about the place, that there is this particular place or this particular food is nice at the states. He has never gone and seen. Just because he has heard from another person, he is just telling. But if there is another person and he's gone to the States, if the same person he has gone to the States, he has seen that particular place, he has tasted that particular food item, the way he describes it, who has gone to the United States, and the person who has not gone but heard from another source and telling it, which can be unauthorized, they are two different things, right? We'll understand it in two different ways and two different perspectives. The person who's actually gone to America and who's actually telling it, it is actually a deeper impact. So the same way, because Srila Prabhupada, he has got, he has seen Krishna and he has got that bhava and bhakti towards Krishna. When we read Srila Prabhupada's books, we become devotees. And unlike other people, Prabhupada has no other propaganda except establishing peace and making devotees and, spreading the movement of Lord Chaitanya in the age of Kali. So this was one of the point how people use their propaganda, but we always must make sure that we hear from authorized sources. So, and that is when, because if we hear from authorized sources, we do not act like foolish people. And the next point that Srila Prabhupada has made is that he displayed full-fledged potency in every field of activity. He here refers to Krishna. That means Krishna is displaying full-fledged divine potency in every field of activity. So, when we go down to the pages of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and we see the words that we can remember is 4.9, right? Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tatvada tvekta deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. So we all know as to how the Supreme Lord tells, oh dear Arjuna, if anybody hears my transcendental pastimes, tektva deham punarjanma, if and then upon hearing my pastimes, if he quits his material body, then he will never take birth in this material world. So one thing we must understand is that the acts of the Supreme Lord are all transcendental. He's not like an ordinary human like us. Even though he's descending onto this material platform, he's not an ordinary person. Even though he's descending, as I mentioned before, if we leave the material the spiritual world and come down, we get affected by the three modes of material nature. But Supreme Lord is not like that. He always remains. Whether he is in Goloka Vrindavan or he is in Bhuloka Vrindavan, he is always Satchit Ananda. Okay, all his activities are transcendental. So, from the time Krishna was born, from the birth of Krishna, we all know how Krishna was Chaturbhuja. So, we can never see somebody being born Chaturbhuja, right? So, from the birth of Krishna and how within a few months he killed Putana. So, all these activities are all just transcendental. Nobody can ever perform an act that Krishna has performed. Nobody can do that because he tells Janma Karma Chame Divyam. All his activities are transcendental. So now one may tell, if all his activities are transcendental, how Krishna is sleeping, right? Krishna is sleeping like a small baby. When he's a small baby, he's sleeping. So how is that Krishna is sleeping? So even normal people sleep. But there is difference, right? When we sleep, we are unaware of what is happening in in our surroundings. But when Krishna sleeps, that is not sleep, that is yoga nidra. When Krishna sleeps, he is aware of what is happening. So because this entire universe is run by Krishna. So even if Krishna is sleeping, he's still managing the entire universe. So that is more than enough to understand that the sleep of Krishna is not material. So all the activities of Krishna are divine. So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it has been mentioned that there are actually I don't think it is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but in one of the lectures I was hearing from the Maharaj, it has been mentioned that there are actually 18 faults that a person can commit. So if he commits certain activities, they are faults. So they are not that it is like committing mistake or committing faults, and that is one of the defects. So for example, one of them is like stealing, lying. All these comes under those 18 faults, and cheating, all of these comes under the 18 faults that is being mentioned. But when we can see that all when these same faults like stealing, cheating, and lying, when all these acts are performed by the Supreme Lord, they become transcendental. Because we can see Krishna has yesterday. It was such a blissful class in the Krishna Ratri. We were hearing how from Surnath Prabhu as to how Krishna went and he stole the butter and everything. And when we were hearing all these, we were laughing. We were all, with so much of joy. We heard that, Krishna, how he made fools out of gopis, and he goes and he steals the butter. And we also heard that how Krishna was lying to his mother after eating butter, after eating mud also. Sunat Prabhu was mentioning as to how he actually lied to his mother, that Mother Yashoda asked Krishna, did you eat mud? Krishna tells no, that was a lie. Actually, Krishna ate mud, right? But he was lying that he didn't eat mud. So, and when Krishna, how he cheats the gopis and steals their clothes, and all these activities, when we see on a material platform, all of them are wrong, right? But because these activities are being performed by Krishna, they become transcendental. Have you ever seen that in a news channel, a thief is being appreciated or told, oh yeah, this thief is, stolen, and this thief is robbed, and he's being appreciated on a news channel? No, he's being blasphemed. But when we see on the other hand, Krishna is also stealing, because the stealing is associated with Krishna, it becomes transcendental. So what we as devotees should understand is that all the acts of Krishna are transcendental, but we are filled with ignorance. We are unable to perceive such transcendental acts. So it was said that Krishna is so filled with potency that if Krishna displays his full potency, we as conditioned souls, we cannot understand what is Krishna doing. It becomes over and beyond our capacity. It is said that when Krishna showed his Vishwarupa, Arjuna was desiring that I want to see Krishna's Vishwarupa. But when he saw that Vishwarupa, and all the universes are going into Krishna's mouth, and blazing fire coming out of Krishna's mouth, that huge form of Krishna, that huge universe, the Vishwarupa of Krishna, Arjuna, for a minute, he was satisfied for maybe for a fraction of seconds. And then later we know how he prays to Krishna that please come back to your your two-handed form. I cannot see you this way. I mean, the why is that? Because it's over and beyond his capacity, right? And we also know that Arjuna was given divine grace. He was given Divya Shakshu to see the transcendental form of that Vishwarupa of Krishna. Why is that? Because the Supreme Lord, if he displays his full potency, we cannot bear it. Because such a pure devotee as Arjuna is telling, you please come back to your two-handed form. I am unable to see you, unable to perceive you in this way. So what to talk about us if Krishna displays? That is why, Krishna is displaying all these small, small leelas to attract us. Krishna is so merciful. That is what Srila Prabhupada has written. Krishna, out of his mercy, he is coming down. But what are we doing? We are thinking, we are acting foolish. We are thinking that, oh yeah, he's just another human like us. No. Krishna, why does Krishna perform these small, small leelas of lying? Do you think Krishna is scared? No, Krishna is not scared. But still he goes running to his mother, to Mother Yashoda telling, oh, I am scared. If Krishna is telling he's scared, he is the same person who killed Putana. So Krishna is not scared. Krishna is doing all these leelas to attract the Jivatmas. So Krishna is more eager to take us back home, back to Godhead, than we are eager to go back to him. So that is how merciful Krishna is, and that is why he does all these small, small leelas. So yesterday we ourselves saw how, that was a small instance of Krishna stealing butter, but it made us laugh. It made us connect more to Krishna. So these small leelas he performs in order to attract us. And not only the activities of Supreme Lord is divine, but the activities of his devotees like Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Maharaj, all their activities, they are also not on material platform. They've descended the material platform and they are on the spiritual platform. And I'll just end it up with another 2 points. Srila Prabhupada also has made a point that how Krishna is, we always think because he's descending from the spiritual platform, he is affected by the three modes of material nature. Srila Prabhupada tells no. He gives the example of a sun. Because sun, we know sun how it falls on because the sun is, the sunlight or the sun rays are falling on infectious material like stool or urine. That doesn't mean that the sun is contaminated. No, there is in fact when the stool and when the sun rays fall on the stool and urine, it is in fact all the germs in that is being killed and the surroundings become clean, right? So similarly, when Krishna descends to this material platform, all the doshas that are there in this Kali Yuga, they all are transcended, right? So they are not affected, because we can see when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in this Kali Yuga, Maya couldn't act, right? So the similarly, as this example of sun is being given, so how the sun, even if it falls on the infectious material, it doesn't get contaminated. Similarly, the Supreme Lord coming down to this material platform, material world, he doesn't become, he doesn't lose his qualities or potencies. He was, he had all the Aishwaryas and all the potencies. He is filled with six opulences, and when he comes down, he is filled with six opulences. Unlike the normal human people. So Krishna is over and beyond the material nature. And the last line that Srila Prabhupada makes in the purport is that due to ignorance, we always think Krishna is one amongst us. And what are we doing? We are accepting, we are ready to accept only one side of the picture while disbelieving the other. So we always know as to how Krishna married the 16,108 wives. We are ready to believe that Krishna married 16,108 wives, but we are not ready to believe that Krishna, when he was young, he lifted the Govardhan hill on the tip of his left hand finger for 7 days. We are not ready to believe that Krishna killed Putana. We are not ready to believe that Krishna can expand himself. We are not believing all these, but we are only accepting one side of the picture that Krishna if Krishna has married 16,000 wives, then why can't I also do that? We're only accepting a part of the Krishna Leela. No, if we are accepting Krishna, then we accept as he is and the whole part of Krishna. So when we do this, we hear from unauthorized sources, we again fall into ignorance and we end up doing this mistake of accepting one thing and rejecting the other. So it is always, emphasized that we always hear from authenticated sources so that we transcend the ignorance mode and we understand Krishna fully, and so that we can go back home, back to Godhead by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. So these were some of the points that Srila Prabhupada had made in the purport. So these are some of the points that I could gather. I thank you for your patient listening. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, पतित पावन गुरु महाराज की जय। हरे कृष्ण।